Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained. My name is Deon Bloodworth, and as you can tell by the labels down below, I'm going to be previewing Savage Tales, the world of Solomon Kane. Solomon Kane, if you're not aware, is a character created by Robert E. Howard. Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan the Barbarian and Call the Conqueror, Bran McMorn, and so on. And Solomon Kane is probably his second most well-known character, being that there was a movie made, and there are supplements like this, a game system that's directly related to Solomon Kane. So you have Conan RPGs, and now there's a Solomon Kane RPG, exclusive for that character. So this is using the Savage Worlds game system. I got these books several months ago and haven't had the opportunity to actually play it. I'm looking forward to actually playing in a new campaign that I believe is starting up sometime within the next couple of days or next week or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a character, although I'm not going to actually show that here today. What I will do is show the different sections of the of the book that relate to the books for creating a character. Now I'm going to do several different presentations here, so I'm going to switch from here and just show you the physical books themselves, and then I'll go into the PDF view so that you can actually see the books in a little bit more detail and certainly a lot clearer than my desktop view is going to be. So let me go to the desktop really quick, and I'll show you that. So here's the actual physical copies of the book. All right, so this is the core rule book, and basically this is all you need in order to play this game. It has the Savage World rules built in this book, and I'll hold this up to the binding so you can see. And it's a fairly hefty, sized book. Very, very high quality. I mean, you won't be able to see on this overhead view, the real quality of the book itself and the artwork that's inside. I mean, some of it you might be able to get an idea of the artwork that is inside here, but they really, really are beautiful volumes, of books, and it's solid. It's very dense book. A lot of rules, a lot of background information. So there's a ton of lore, there's a ton of stories, there's a ton of adventure hooks right here in this very book itself. And like I said, when I switch views, I'll go over and show you some of the things that each of the books actually offers. So this is the main rule book. The second book I'll show you is it's called Savage Foes of Solomon Kane. All right, and a much thinner volume, so I'll show you that. So this is a supplement, and again, same quality, of of writing, a lot of information in here, a lot of the backstory and the the lore of the setting is in here, and once again, beautiful artwork, throughout the entire volume. All right, so you don't need this in order to play the game. So this is basically, almost like a monster's manual. All right, for the game. So it has its own, and I'll show you the cover. Ooh, wrong camera angle. That's the cover. You can kind of make it out. It's kind of dark, which is kind of cool also. And then finally, the Path of Kane. The Path of Kane is another supplement, and as you can see, a little bit thicker than the other, but roughly the same quality. So you go in and Same. So this is really the setting. So it breaks it down into, it tells you everything that, from the Solomon Kane stories that ties into, it could be Europe, the old world. It will do the, it has a section on Africa, has a section on the New World. It has a section on Asia as well. Actually, let me just make sure I'm saying it right. So it has Europe, it has the Dark Continent, it has the New World, and it has Cathay and the Orient. So this is kind of like the gazetteer of the setting to play Solomon Kane. Let me switch now to the next view. So what I'm going to do is I'll come back over here for the moment while I bring up my PDFs. And all right, so this will be the player's guide. All right, so now what you're looking at is you're looking at the player's guide. And you can see much clearer, and I can make this larger. All right, so here's the player's guide, and let's just see if I can do this. So these books are written by Paul Wade Williams with Shane Hensley, and you can tell just the images and such. The graphics are incredible in these books. Plenty of background information, some great interior art. Excuse my coughing. Still that time of the year, so I'm hoping by the time I leave for vacation it'll clear up. I'm just trying to get to the character creation section. Let me make this a little smaller so I can... Characters, all right. So here's your characters, and they go into the different types of classes. So you have Antiquarian. See if I can make this a little bit larger. Let's actually type in 165, see what that does. And, all right. So your character can have like a base class of an antiquarian, a bandit, an escaped slave, an explorer, a hunter, an inquisitor, a merchant, a missionary, a musketeer. I'll do sailor, shaman, sorcerer on the other side, spy, a native, a noble, a swordsman, a penitent, a treasure hunter, a pirate, a vengeant. Vengeant has been driven to seek revenge, all right. A privateer, and a warrior. Excuse me. So the way that it's set up, so all characters, obviously for race, are human. Any other ethnic race really has no impact on the game. You can play whatever you want. The character traits, all right, and it goes through, the characters are defined by their attribute skills, collectively called traits, and both work in exactly the same way. Attributes and skills are ranked by die types, so from D4 to D6 to D8 to D12, all right, with the D6 being the average for an adult human. So basically, when you're filling out your character sheets, that's what you'll select based on their skill and how much you put into it. So their skill level would not be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Their skill level will be a D4. And then there's a D6, a D8, a D10, and a D12. All right, so there's essentially 5 levels of both skill and 5 levels of attributes. The attributes are agility, smarts, spirit, strength, and vigor. All right, and it's a buy-in system. It's a points buy system. So you start out with a certain number of points and you can expend them. It says no, you're free to spend your points however you want, with one exception, no attribute may be raised above a D12. All right, so at least that's the start of character generation. They can't exceed that at the time of character generation. And you go through and they go through, pace and parry and toughness. So these are all like secondary attributes. We have charisma. So these are derived statistics. So these come from your other statistics and then these are created from that. There's a section on gear, and it goes through and talks about the various skills. And I can actually, instead of scrolling, here's the modifiers, climbing modifiers, but there's obviously attribute modifiers as well. I don't know if I actually skipped over that or not. Let's downsize this a tiny bit. And so this one particular volume, as you might be able to tell, so this is 138 pages, and this is just the player's handbook of the game system. And like I said, it goes through all about creating your characters. Make this a little bit smaller so we can. So everything you kind of need, plus some handy charts to help you summarize. So this is character creation summaries, and so it helps you generate your character. And then there's the arms and equipment, and it goes through, and you have your various charts here for types of armor. We'll make this a little bigger. So you have leather, you have chain, you have plate arms, legs, helm, steel, barding for mounts, different types of shields, special weapons. So you have cannon, you have canisters, you have a flamethrower, you have grenades, arrows, quarrels, shot, and sling, and so on. The various different types of blades, great swords, long swords, katanas, rapiers, short swords, blunts, blunt weapons, and so on. So that's the player's guide. We'll take a look. So this is the core book. And the core book contains everything that I just showed you. The core book is about 355 pages long. And the core book, obviously we'll go to table of contents. And yes, it is rules heavy. All right, so they have the character section and the arms section, which I already showed you. And then the game rules. So it tells you how the game system actually works. Followed by magic and devilry. Deviltry, I should say. The art of storytelling. So this is a GM section on how to tell the stories. The character adventures or creating adventures. So again, another DM section of it. And then they break down and talk about the old world, the Dark Continent, the New World, and Cathay, and the Orient. So all of that, those other books that I was showing you, and I have the other PDF to show you as well. Those are basically all combined up to create this one book. As I said, is really the only book you actually need to play the game. It's just nice to have the other ones, to complete out the set somewhat. I'll shrink this down. And I think that was one more. And then there's a DM's guide, like a screen. So this is the GM screen, whatever they call it in whatever they call it in the game. I don't know if they call them GMs or, certainly not Dungeon Master, probably a GM. And it's only 4 pages long. All right, so the PDF comes with various different color pages. But awesome art involved with this game. So, like I said, I'm actually looking forward to actually playing the game, and I'll come back over here. And again, if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed this preview. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please hit the bell so that you get, if you get want to get an update as to when I upload next. I'm actually planning on running a game later on this evening, and so that upload will go up sometime tonight as well. Leave your questions and comments, in the comments section. Please like the videos if you enjoyed them. Please hit the like button. And again, as far as comments are concerned, if there's any game that you'd like for me to take a look at, please feel free to leave that in there, and I will certainly give any games or any suggestions, a really good look at. If there are any Kickstarters that either you're involved with, or that you're interested in, that you'd like for me to be made aware of, and then I can take a look at it. And when I do back Kickstarters and I do receive the product, I always I will always put up a video showing that product, whether it be the unboxing of the product or actually playing and using the product. When I back something, I fully back it. I don't just purchase it and throw it on the shelf. I purchase it, I read it through, I play test it out, and then if I'm really enjoying it, I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to endorse the product. So and so far I've done that with at least one product previously. So that's something that I intend to continue doing. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime in the near future. Have a good day.